So yeah, we're out glassing. Take a little break right now. We're gonna run through our optic setup that we brought up for bow hunting coues deer.
Yeah, big open country. We set a lot of water, but we also did a lot of glassing this hunt. Saw a ton of deer, huh? More deer than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, groups of 20 some coues every morning. Yeah, so what I kind of did was a hybrid, slightly lightweight setup. Obviously I have a big giant spotter, but I left the 15s at home because I just want to rock my 12s and that big spotting scope. But before we get into that, we'll jump in a tripod. I just have my standalone badass tripod I always use, the SIRUI 1204 XL with the SIRUI BA5 head. This head is phenomenal, super smooth, and we do a lot of precise glassing. And a lot of times I'll put on there is these are the VORTEX Razor HD 12x50 binos. And on all my binos, I'll always have a VORTEX Uni adapter with an Arca Swiss plate. Super simple, just toss it on there, lock it in place. I can do a lot of precise glassing with the 12s. And then when I really want to get crazy, which is probably all the time.
Yeah. With that you do, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so spotting scope. I recently just upgraded to the SWAROVSKI BTX setup. I took this on a hunt in Montana, and it's the first time I actually got it out in some big, giant open country, and it was a game changer. Sitting behind this thing, sometimes I think Trey was yelling at me because I was glassing deer too far away.
Yeah, too far away. How much does that thing weigh, you think?
It's not actually that heavy when you think about it. It balances super well on the VA5 head.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad, huh?
So I'm actually borrowing the 95 objective right now while I wait for a 115 to come in, but I'm in love with it. I love glassing with two eyes. I feel like I can just sit there and pick up stuff super easy.
What are you carrying it in?
Carrying in the MARSUPIal BTX spotting scope cover. When you have a big expensive optic, I think you need to protect it. So I always carry this in my backpack at all times, keep it protected. That way your expensive optic, will last you years and years to come. So yeah, bino harness is just the SITKA bino harness, and on the right side I have the rangefinder pouch, and then in here I have a SIG 2400 ABS rangefinder. So it's definitely overkill for archery, but it still works for archery, and I also can take it into my rifle shooting stuff.
So. How does it work for archery? Pretty well?
Yeah, phenomenal.
No, does the angle compensation?
Does the angle, does everything, yep, does super close ranges, super far, so we can plant a stock. I can click it out there and be like, whoa, Trey, you got 1,000 yards to height. Good luck.
Yeah, have fun, right?
Yep.
So I'm similar. I'm running SIRUI. Is that how we say it? I think I got reprimanded for saying it wrong.
I don't know. Cody might yell us, but that's how I like to say it. I think he says like SIRUI.
SIRUI.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel right.
No.
So I have a SIRUI tripod. It's a 1204 XL also, which they do not make anymore. So if you're looking for something in our gear shop, we have comparable versions of this tripod, but unfortunately this is just a set of legs that they discontinued. Even though Brady and I both love them, right?
Yeah.
Probably because we're taller.
Yeah, I like it because it's taller. I can use it sitting, I can use it standing.
Right. My tripod head is just a Vanguard. It's just a cheapie. It's a PH21 Vanguard. It's a tilt pan, so it's just got one control for both the tilt and the pan. Works well enough. I don't have a lot of big optics, so I'm not running the BTX. The BTX would definitely overwhelm this, and I'd have to go to something else. But this does fine for my binoculars and my spotting scope. For binoculars, I have a set of LEICA NOCTIVIDs. So I'm a LEICA guy. This is a 10x42. We've had some interesting conversations with different people this week, talking about optics and like what works for different people's eyes. Some people like a Swaro, some people like Zeiss. I don't know, for me, a LEICA is just the best glass for my eyes, whatever that is.
I'm going to comment right now too, you have your binos tethered.
I do have my binos tethered.
Which is important to always tether your binos. I don't care where you're at. You can always untether them and put them on a tripod. When you put them back in, you should tether those suckers.
That one's for you, Chris Neville.
Yeah, Chris Neville trumps his optics.
Tether your binos.
Your binos, Neville.
So I'm just running a 10x42, which is probably not quite as much as I would want for out here. I do have a large field of view, which I like from these 10s, and it's great for like picking up movement. But when we were glassing coues deer, I felt like I was wishing I had a set of 12s or a set of 15s.
Yeah.
This country is just so big and open, and really glassing is your best bet for finding deer.
Especially when a coues deer is about the size of a large coyote.
Yeah. A lot of times you're just catching movement, just a little bit. So that's the binoculars I have.
Kind of bino harness?
Yeah. So it's an outdoor vision Ridgeline bino harness, and then the Sightline rangefinder pouch. I was going to touch on this. This is my plate, my version of how I mount my binoculars to my tripod head, which is this little stable light binocular adapter made by LEICA. And you're just going to screw in the base plate for the tripod head that you have into the bottom, and it just adapts. It just has a basic rubber band or rubber strap that goes up and over. The thing I like about this is I can carry it around in my backpack. I don't have to, you know, like permanently attach anything to my binocular if I don't want to. And then back when I had 15s and, you know, I was going between 15s and 10s, I can switch back and forth between those two on the same base plate, which I liked.
Which is pretty handy. So like if I had 15s, for example, I could just basically hand them over to you.
Yep.
You can instantly throw them on.
Yep. I've also, you know, I've had my wife use this as a rifle rest, my kid, so, you know, you just throw that rubber band over it and away you go. So for a rangefinder, I've got a LEICA. Again, it's a LEICA RANGEMASTER 1000R. This is an old, outdated model, obviously. If you're looking for something comparable in our gear shop, you'd be looking at the LEICA 2400 RANGEMASTER. So they've dramatically increased the range of those. It's probably due, you know, time for me to update my rangefinder. But I've liked it. One thing I like about this rangefinder is just like how small and how it fits in my hand. And then something that maybe a lot of people don't really think about when you buy a rangefinder is the amount of pressure that it takes to push that button to get a read. I like one that doesn't take much pressure because obviously as you push that in, you get a little wiggle in your hand. And so I like one that doesn't take a lot of pressure to range, and I don't feel like this one does. So.
And then why do you run the tether system? Because, you know, I always keep my cord just loose, and I sometimes throw it over me, but I don't have it on a tether.
You know, I do about half and half. So if I'm spot and stock hunting, I'll keep it tethered with the bungee cord. If I'm just sitting at a water hole, which we did quite a bit of this hunt, you know, I'll just detach it and set it anywhere so I can just, you know, range quickly.
Stealthy.
Yeah, and primarily it's just so I don't lose the thing. Like I set things down all the time and walk off with them without them. Not a shoplifter.
So what about your spotter there?
Yeah, so this is my trusty spotter that's, you know, gone with me everywhere. This is my SWAROVSKI HD 20 by 60 by 65, so it's the small one. I feel like it gives me just enough power that I can kind of see what something is, and then I also like the overall lightweight nature of this. So I use this whether I'm, you know, mule deer hunting or elk hunting.
I did notice how light it was when I picked it up.
It is light,
earlier.
isn't it?
It's so sweet to have in your pack.
Significantly more so than the BTX, but you know,
that guy.
Yeah,
I mean, even the size reference.
Yeah,
I got the eyes of God.
that's right. Yeah, and then I have a case. So this is just an Outdoor Vision SWAROVSKI spotting scope cover, which they make. Fits like a glove, and I really like it. Hopefully we'll be carrying those in the gear shop soon, so you guys can pick those up for your SWAROVSKI spotters. And that's kind of my optic setup. Pretty bare bones and basic.
Well, I guess I forgot one thing. I'm sitting on it.
Yep.
So I always have a glassing pad of some sort. And I really like this one because I just had an extra length of a, you know, one of these fold up THERM-A-REST.
Now, did you cut that in half, or is
I cut it in half, and I was thinking about making it smaller, but I actually like being able to take it like this and have it sideways, so I have 2 layers of foam. But then today when I was sitting in the blind on the water, I went like that so I can get a little taller.
Oh yeah.
But
Nice.
I do wish I would have brought my Hill Sound chair that I forgot. So this would have been a great country to have a little stool to be able to sit a little higher, especially with the BTX, so I don't have to like.
Yeah.
I can lean into it.
I feel like that would be good in the blind too. Like if we built ground blinds, and I felt like that would be kind of nice too. Sometimes, just to change it up.
All right, so that is our optic setup in a nutshell on this Arizona over-the-counter archery coues deer hunt. So big glass, but still 2 different kind of setups, still really versatile.
My take-home message with optics has always been it should be a primary source of where you spend your money in hunting. So beyond your weapon and your tag, I've always said spend your money in optics. I've never regretted a decision to buy a nice set of glass.
And especially there's a lot of different hunting styles, but when you're glassing, you can't kill them if you can't find them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's nice to have good optics and actually know how to use them and get a lot of time behind them, which Arizona is a perfect opportunity to hone your glassing skills. If you want to be a better glasser, hunt coues deer.
Absolutely. So almost all the stuff that we carry, I mean, a lot of it we have in the gear shop. You know, if not, we have something comparable that probably you or I would be using if we had some extra change laying around.
Yep. So yeah, if you guys got any questions on our optic setup or different strategies of glassing techniques and whatnot, drop in the comments below. Be sure to get back at you. Good luck out there.